Narcos beats, ponlo ahí.
Yes, yes, yes. We are about to be live with Sunday Sounds. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sunday Sounds. I am your host, Mike Trampy, BeatStars Community Director, and I am here with the one and only Narcos Beats, as well as our translator for the day and BeatStars member and just an awesome dude, Bufo on the beat. Fellas, what is going on?
¿Qué pasó? Encantado, un placer estar aquí.
It's a pleasure to be here with y'all, man. A blessing. Thank you so much to Narcos for coming on, man. Hermano, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Es un verdadero honor y un placer tener a alguien tan exitoso como lo eres tú en esta plataforma aquí, compartiendo con nosotros. Así que estamos felices y agradecidos. Vamos a darle.
Igualmente.
Well, I appreciate both of you guys for jumping on. This is a really dope interview. We got somebody from Spain in the house today, Narcos Beats. You just heard some of his stuff kind of introing into the show. Dude's got some heat, man. I'm not going to lie. I knew he was dope, but I didn't know he was this dope. So I'm really, really excited to talk to him. So yeah, this is definitely a different interview. I've never done one with a translator before, but I think it's really, really dope, man, because it shows the worldwide reach that BeatStars has. And not even just BeatStars, just the music community in general. This is what it's about. It's about collaborating. It doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like, what race you are, religion. In my opinion, you know, we're all one. So really excited about this interview. So I guess my first question, Bufo, would be, when did he start producing? I mean, when did he kind of get into making music, and how it progressed, and like what were his influences as well? Like, did he have music in his family? You know, was his parents or aunts, uncles, whoever involved with music? I always like to kind of find that question out first.
Ok, para la gente que no habla inglés, ¿podrías hablarnos un poco de cómo fue que empezó todo este viaje? El amor de la música, ¿viene de tu familia o algo que te interesaba a ti específicamente? Cuéntanos un poco.
Pues realmente en mi casa mi madre sí que escuchaba mucha música, pero no vengo de una familia de músicos ni nada parecido, simplemente era ocio, digamos, ahí en casa y ya. Realmente lo que me atrajo de la producción en concreto de rap y tal fue con unos 12, 13 años que llegó a mis oídos algunos discos de rap francés, sobre todo, que fue lo primero que me influenció, lo primero que me marcó. Y eso fue principalmente lo que me marcó. Yo lo escuchaba y dije, joder, quiero hacer eso, puedo hacer eso. Yo puedo hacerlo, me lo preguntaba y vi que sí. Como dije, compré el primer Fruity Loop que había, que está en la versión 2, y empecé a trabajar y quería rapear y si quería rapear necesitaba instrumentales y no había sitios como ahora Digital, por ejemplo, que te ofrece instrumentales al instante. Antes no
Claro.
existía ni tan siquiera YouTube cuando yo empecé. Entonces,
bueno.
si yo quería rapear, tenía que producirme las instrumentales también. Y así fue como empezó todo, ¿no? Realmente.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he doesn't come from a musical background. Nobody in his family is really into that stuff, but said when he was around 12 or 13, he started hearing French rap and that really caught his attention and he started really getting into the music, not just to the lyrics and all that sort of stuff. And that really brought this interest that piqued his interest and he started asking himself, can I do this? Can I make this stuff happen? And he said he got what was it, la primera versión de FL?
Sí, no recuerdo cuál fue la primera que
Yeah,
hice,
he
pero
got an early
las
version of
dos, tres.
FL.
FL Studio. I got that part.
Yeah, he started doing that, and sure enough, man, he was able. We got. Come on, we heard at the beginning with the fire he got, man. Come on.
No, humbleness is good though. Humbleness is good. So
Definitely.
salute to that. So okay, so with that said, when did he actually get on BeatStars, and kind of how did he find out about BeatStars?
¿Cuánto tiempo llevas en la plataforma o cómo o a través de quién descubriste BeatStars?
Yo, mira, el principal motivo por el que empecé a utilizar Digital fue cuando hicieron el cambio de una plataforma que solo ofrecía instrumentales a una plataforma que favorecía al productor. Es decir, con la Instant Store, el hecho de producir, subir tus pistas y que el proceso de venta sea automático fue un boom. En aquel entonces no existía esto. Y para los que producíamos en otras páginas fue como, wow, hay que hacer esto. Y yo lo hice hace aproximadamente, la primera cuenta hace 3, 4 años aproximadamente.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's been on the platform for about 3 or 4 years, and he said that once he realized how simple, it's not necessarily easy, but it's really simple once you figure it out, how everything's automated, it's a no-brainer. And I completely agree. That's why I didn't even look anywhere else once I figured out what BeatStars was, who they were, and how they were working. So I completely agree with him.
Awesome. No, that's amazing. So in those 3 to 4 years on average, how many beats do you think he uploads per month?
Entonces, en esos 3 o 4 años que has estado en la plataforma, un promedio más o menos, ¿cuántas beats crees que subes al mes?
Ahora mismo estoy bastante más productivo que cuando empecé en principio, porque coincidió una época en la que produje bastante poco. Pero ahora que estoy muy activo, al mes, no te sé decir, pero quizás 15, 16, prácticamente 2 o 3 por semana.
Okay. Yeah. So he said when he first started, like most of us, he wasn't putting out that much, but once he got into the groove, he was putting out 15, 16 tracks a month. So about couple a week. So, that's very important. Once you get into the rhythm, everything just starts flowing a lot more easily. So you've got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, your workflow starts flowing more. People start recognizing you more. Your SEO is built. There's a ton of different stuff that comes from doing that. So how would he label his sound? I mean, like I understand that every producer is diverse and has a lot of different sounds, but I also feel like producers too sometimes, either have, more fun making a certain style of beat or they just kind of gravitate towards that sound. What is I guess the style or genre? How would he explain it? Like what he gravitates to? Like he has the most fun making.
Okay. ¿Qué clase de estilo o qué nombre le pondrías tú a tu estilo si tendrías que hacerlo? Más o menos.
Es muy complicado porque soy un productor realmente versátil en el sentido de que produzco todo tipo de instrumentales, como veremos después en el tracklist. Pero ahora quizás sí que estoy produciendo un poquito más música latina, reggaetón, influencias africanas también de afrotrap, afrobeat. Quizás ahora mismo me defino un poco más por ese estilo, pero realmente sí que hago de todos los estilos y lo disfruto por igual. No te puedo decir uno concreto ni encasillar en uno porque es imposible.
Estoy completamente de acuerdo. Yo soy igual. No me puedo encerrar a un solo género porque hay demasiado bueno que explorar, que crear. Entonces, no se puede. But yeah, he doesn't like to put himself sort of a box, quote unquote, but recently there's just something about that Latin vibe, the African vibes. Honestly, there's just something about the rhythm that the body recognizes and it's undeniable, man. So that's another thing. When you have that sound, that legitimate Latin sound, people can tell right away, man.
Facts.
And they can just feel it. So it's great, man. And I completely agree with him on that.
That's awesome. No, that's really, really cool. Okay, so fast forward to current day. Well, not fast forward, it is current day, but current day. What is his setup look like? What is he using? What style is he using? Hardware, still using FL, kind of, what is he using? I'm curious.
A ver qué ha cambiado a través de los tiempos en tu estudio. ¿Sigues con,
Pues,
con FL Studio?
sí, sí, lo compré y con él cada vez que hay una actualización lo descargo y la verdad es que funciona muy bien. Y es eso, como empecé hace 17 años con él, quizás hice un parón cuando todavía no existía para más y trabajé con Reason, trabajé con Logic, probé otros, pero al final siempre volví a casa, digamos. Fruity Loop es mi casa produciendo, digamos. Y nada, luego lo que es en el aspecto de hardware que decía Mike, pues la verdad es que tengo un ordenador muy sencillo, un equipo muy sencillo que cualquiera puede tener y en ese aspecto no tengo nada ostentoso, nada muy caro, nada llamativo, digamos.
Oh yeah, so he's running with the basics, nothing special on the computer, no special keyboards, pianos. Just honestly, man, it's not about the gear; it's about who's running it. Who's creating with it. And I used to think when I first started that I need to have the most expensive stuff. I was like, I'm never gonna make it because I don't have any money. But then, dude, you just gotta move along and things start working out, man. You realize, like I said, that it's not the equipment, but the person behind the machine. So again, man, he's spot on, 100%.
That there's a famous meme that says it's not the gear, it's the ear, and that's facts right there. But yeah, you know what I think the toughest situation is, man, that people just are afraid to get started, and you just need to start. Even if you suck when you start, just start, because I do it to myself. I think we all struggle with this, where we talk ourselves out of doing something before we even doing it. So you just got to start sometimes, and it's not about having the best gear right away. So I agree with that. I think it's just about getting started, using what you're comfortable with, and then progressing. I mean, everything takes time. So you got to look at this as a marathon, not the 40-yard dash. So I agree with that. So let's talk about some of the placements that he has. So I know, Buford, I know you're a little bit more versed in all the placements that he has. So can you just let the people know kind of who he's worked with, and then ask him, how some of those came about, and what his plans are for the future to work with more artists and stuff like that.
Cool. A ver, ¿podrías hablarnos un poco de los placements que tienes? Estaba leyendo en tu perfil que veo que tienes ahí algo con Netflix, con BET, con Gangstar Foundation. Solo para mencionar algunos, para que se emocione la gente, para que vean qué clase de productor tenemos, de lo que estamos hablando. Entonces, ¿cómo es que surgieron estos placements?
Cada placement tiene su historia particular, te cuento así un poco por encima. Por ejemplo, ambas producciones que tengo en series americanas de Netflix y Bet son a través de una canción que hicimos para un artista. Hice yo con un amigo que se llama Javier de Clara, con el que trabajo a menudo en el estudio. Y trabajamos una canción que se llama Melanin, y en ambas series querían la canción y fuimos parte de ella, en 20s y en Sin Corazón. Y luego, por ejemplo, la producción que le hice a Fora de Gangsta Foundation es que él vino aquí a España, se enamoró de España, como creo que te pasa a ti, Bufo.
Sí.
Y nada, él empezó a colaborar con gente de aquí de España de una manera muy underground, como siempre han sido ellos. Iban por salas y, bueno, el DJ de él, que se llama DJ Cáncer, lo conocíamos nosotros de mi grupo, de dar conciertos. Hicimos un networking, digamos. Y, bueno, le produje un par de canciones en colaboración con otros compañeros de aquí de España. Y luego aquí en España, en las grandes producciones, pues desde el principio, desde que empecé con 13, 14 años, rápidamente me hice conocer y, bueno, el boca a boca es lo que mejor funciona siempre.
Eso, lo último que dijiste, y es algo que me dijo Mike también hace cuando lo conocí. Mike, he just said word of mouth and how powerful it is, man. And I was just telling him that was one of the first things you said to me when I met you. And I never forgot about that, man. And once I got into this game, I realized how true that was. And that's what he was mentioning. A couple of these placements came from word of mouth. He just, created these songs. He started working on what he was doing, and people found out and they wanted the song in these shows, so again, he's doing the right things. When you're doing the right things, you're making the right moves, good things happen. So, props to him, man, for making that happen. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, this business, as big as it is, it's a global business. The music industry is actually very small. So I think what he said, and the advice I would kind of piggyback off of what he said, is always strive to keep great relationships. If something happens, say like you send a song to somebody and they don't get back to you, or they say they don't like it, that's not the time to flip your lid and curse them out or be angry. You take everything in, soak it up, digest it, and then figure out how to get better from it. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and it's not everything is personal. So some people might just not get it at first. There's plenty of artists that are amazing that I just didn't get it first. And I think that's something too that needs to be said, because I've seen, over being in this music industry for 15 plus years, people ruin relationships off of, not what they wanted right when they wanted it. So everybody, please keep that in mind. And I'm sure that's how he's built a lot of these relationships. He's just been a humble, hardworking dude, and just, it isn't focused on the negativity or the minuscule stuff. So that's dope. All right. So I want to backtrack a little bit, Bufo. I should have asked this question before the last question, but
Yep.
I'm going to interject it anyway. So he's from Spain. Can you ask him specifically where he's from, and then how the culture he was brought up in, his country's culture, the music that comes from his country, how does all that tie into kind of influencing him as a musician?
A ver, cuéntanos un poco de la cultura española. Hay una vida callejera, así como cuando la gente piensa en el maleanteo, así en el Puerto Rico. ¿Hay eso en España, para los que no saben?
Sinceramente sería muy fácil decir, sí, aquí hay guetos, hay barrios súper... Nah, la realidad es que en España, por suerte, porque la realidad es que por suerte, la generalidad de la gente vive bastante cómoda, no hay problemas a grandes escalas, por ejemplo, todo lo que está pasando en Estados Unidos con el racismo. A esa gran escala, en España, por suerte, no vivimos ese tipo de problemáticas, no hay barrios tan difíciles como los proyectos de Puerto Rico, por ejemplo, o los propios de Estados Unidos. Lo cierto es que aquí la clase media, digamos, es bastante buena, tenemos buena sanidad, todo bastante bien en ese aspecto. Entonces, claro que hay barrios peligrosos, claro que hay zonas de ciudades donde vive la gente realmente mal y donde hay ese tipo de gangsters, digamos, pero realmente los raperos de cuando yo empecé o los de ahora, la verdad es que es muy difícil que vivan esas situaciones porque realmente se da muy poco en este país.
Okay. Yeah, there's not really that much, there's no, I guess, ghettos as they're called, in Spain. It's mostly like middle class, everything's sort of not as it would be, a lot of the things they see down there is stuff that comes from America and from other countries. So they pick that up, as we did in Guatemala when I was growing up. That's the only reason I knew about this stuff that was going on. I didn't listen to hip hop or rap. That stuff didn't exist down there. So I completely understand what he's saying, but still today we're being influenced and we're making music that was influenced by all that. And I think it's absolutely amazing and I appreciate it, So that's great, man. Oh, you're muted. Yep.
Let me follow it up with another question. Also, I'm sorry for if I keep dipping on blowing my nose. My allergies are killing me today, people. But let me follow it up. So that answer is great, but I actually was more asking about where he's from, culturally, not necessarily the ghetto or the streets or stuff like that, but the music that's come from there, just the sounds of nature and the sounds of just different things. How does that kind of incorporate into the music he's actually creating? What kind of influence is there? I'm just curious, where he's pulling his the sounds and stuff from, which I have an idea, but I kind of want to hear it from him.
No, I understand what you're saying now. Okay, yeah. So, ¿de dónde más o menos viene la influencia? Porque, ¿de dónde es el flamenco? ¿Eso viene del norte o no?
Sí, no, del sur.
Del sur, ok, perdón.
Sí, bueno, lo que digamos la música española, lo que conocéis, por ejemplo, fuera como el flamenco, y eso sí que procede del sur de España. Yo, por ejemplo, viví en Sevilla, que es como una de las zonas de la cuna del flamenco, y donde se utiliza mucha guitarra española, ese tipo de instrumentos que sí que cada vez que se escucha directamente te evocan a este país, digamos. Pero a mí, como influencia realmente para hacer mi música, no he tenido en mi zona, donde yo vivo en Cáceres, no tenemos una música tradicional demasiado fuerte o muy específica que me haya marcado. Entonces, como te decía antes, a mí me influenció sobre todo y con mucha diferencia el rap de Francia. Tanto el sonido como los veías, se veía que eran así, que eran reales, que lo que decían lo vivían. Fue realmente lo que me llenó, o sea, aunque parezca un poco extraño, me influenció mucho más lo que pasaba en Francia que lo que pasaba en España.
Claro, te entiendo perfectamente. Yeah, so there's no specific sounds culturally coming out of Spain that were really influencing his music, but it was really the French rap that, when he was young, even till today, that made a big impact in his life, and it's influencing his music till this day. So it's a big part of him and his sound. So, that's part of who he is. I think that's cool. You know, he said with the stuff that was happening in France was kind of like more important than what was going on in Spain, like around him, because that was his world, you know.
No, that's dope, man. I would love to pick his brain after this call too about who some of the big French rappers are and who are kind of doing things over there, and because we're always trying to expand the playlist on BeatStars, so getting feedback from people who are kind of involved with that scene, and not just for France, for everywhere. You know, I really want to know who's who and who's doing what and how we can, you know, put them on our platform and help them. So that's dope, man. So okay, cool. So I think with that said, I think we got some good questions out of the way. I want to play some tracks from Narcos. He made a playlist for Sunday Sounds. It is actually up on the BeatStars page right now on the marketplace. You can just go to our BeatStars account. Definitely check it out. There's 10 tracks in there, but I want to play a couple. We're not going to play the full tracks. We'll play a good chunk of them, about a minute and a half or so. So yeah, any questions from you, Bufo, or from Narcos before we play some tracks?
Por mí todo bien. Si tienes alguna pregunta, dispara.
I was gonna say I'll probably have a couple questions, but after we play the music, I'm really excited to hear his music, man.
Yeah, let's play a couple tracks, then we'll come back and have you ask a couple questions, and then we'll play maybe another track or two, and then we'll go back to the audience, if you want to call it an audience, the online audience, and we'll ask them if they have any questions. So everybody watching, get your questions together. If you have anything for Narcos, that'd be great. All right, cool. Let's let me get this set up. 1 second. Okay. And I just got to take this off. Hold on. It's going to split it up in threes. Boom. There we go. All right. So when we play these tracks, guys, too, we're going to just start at the top here. Bufo, do you want to just go through the track names real quick and kind of what they mean?
All right. We're going to start with the Muerte. Is that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A ver, cuéntanos un poco de dónde sale la inspiración para estos títulos.
Bueno, lo de los títulos es que llevo tantos años produciendo y he hecho tantísimas instrumentales que ya no sé qué nombre ponerle. Muchas veces abro internet y la primera palabra que aparece no me complico. Normalmente sí que intento que lo que es la música influya al título, que a lo mejor suena algo sexy, pues gata, salvaje o cualquier cosa. Pero muchas veces ya es lotería. Abrir la primera palabra que lees.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, you know, he's been producing for quite a few years, so tend to run out of names. So he's been kind of just seeing like the first thing that comes up on the internet, as long as it's, you know, coherent with the music, you know. So you're trying to keep it to one word, keep it simple, and, you know, it's catchy. So
got it. All right, cool. All right, we're gonna play these. We'll play like, I don't know, 2 to 3 tracks, and then we'll come back. And when we play these tracks, can you guys just all mute your mics, just so there's no feedback? All right, cool. All right, let's play the first one.
Narcos beats, all right. Narcos beats, ponlo ahí.
Man, that guitar is crazy.
Narcos beats, ponlo ahí.
I lied about not playing the whole beat too. It's too dope. I had to.
Thank you, thank you.
So hard, man. That kick is knocking.
Thank you.
Narcos beats, ponlo ahí. Narcos beats, ponlo ahí. Narcos beats, pónmelo.
Do you like Bufo?
Papá.
Narcos beats, ponlo ahí.
Hoover's about to rap over there.
Dude, if I could, I would, man. I swear, man.
You just did. You said if I could, I would. So I should.
Dude, you can totally hear somebody just bodying this, man. Like, for real.
I'm gonna skip to the next one. We'll play one more, and then we'll come back for some more Q&A.
Este tropical me gusta. Oh
This
my
one is
God.
dope. This one is dope as
Narcos
fuck.
beats, ponlo ahí. Narcos beats, ponlo ahí.
bro.
Man, oh
Wow.
man, oh man. Holy cow.
Madre mía, como dicen en España.
Hice buena selección.
Holy cow.
Uno de mis episodios favoritos de las canciones que he escuchado. Créeme que nunca nadie me ha visto bailar en mi vida y me tienes bailando aquí enfrente de la cámara.
Tengo un grupo de WhatsApp con unos amigos muy cabrones que están diciendo que te mueves como Shakira.
You hear that? We might have to delete that. He said I dance like Shakira.
No, I actually want to put that to the front. We'll make that the clip from this show, actually.
Oh man, I was telling him that vibe, man. Like I never danced ever in my life, and he's got me dancing live on camera, man. So there's something undeniable about this music, man. These vibes, the selection, just fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, man. His sound is so dope. It's what you said earlier in the show, Bufo. You said when you hear it and you know it's authentic or something like that, it's authentic. Like, dude, it just comes across so authentic, man. I feel like I'm not where I am in New Jersey right now. You know what I mean? Like it's just he put me somewhere, and that's awesome. That's what music's supposed to do. So tremendous job. So I have two questions, Bufo, and then you can kind of take over because I know you have some of your own questions. So
Cool.
the first one is going to be, since I know a lot of people are like, "Holy shit, this is amazing." How first is he open to collaborations, and if so, how does he usually go about collaborations? And if somebody watching or even watching in the future, because this show will be up forever, wants to reach out to him, what's the process? I just want to know if he's open to it, and then what the process is.
Okay, háblanos un poco de si estás abierto a colaboraciones con productores nuevos, con artistas de diferentes países. ¿Cómo tratas tú el proceso ese más o menos?
Sí, de hecho, ahora más que nunca, desde hace un par de añitos atrás me he dado cuenta que trabajar con gente siempre enriquece. Siempre es mejor. Siempre dos orejas más te van a ayudar, porque tu criterio puede estar acertado, pero no siempre es acertado y siempre viene bien una segunda escucha, otro productor que tenga otro concepto de la misma instrumental. A mí, sinceramente, me encanta. Como te decía, tengo un grupo con 4 o 5 amigos más, que somos todos productores y todo el día estamos hablando de producción, nos pasamos demos, estamos constantemente produciendo unos con otros y luego aparte estoy produciendo con muchos productores de Argentina, de Colombia, de la República Dominicana, de Puerto Rico. Sinceramente, ahora mismo la parte de mi trabajo que más me gusta es cuando colaboro con otros productores.
Cool. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. He's saying that he's open to collaboration with everyone, because he's learned to appreciate and to value collaboration.
Yep.
And I can completely feel and agree with that, man. Like once I started collaborating with people, it's just completely changed my world, man. So it's the more open-minded you are, like whether you got 2 ears on something now, 2 extra ears on this track, where you got another door open. There's just so many benefits to collaborating with people. It's definitely one of the pillars of music production, I think.
100%. So how do they get in touch with them if they want to collaborate? What's the process? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off if you're still talking.
No, you're good. Yeah, I was gonna ask. Entonces, para alguien que está interesado en colaborar contigo, puede que sea alguien conocido, un extraño, no importa, no discriminamos contra nadie, ¿no?
No solo que no discrimine, es que me da exactamente igual. Me da igual porque la experiencia me ha demostrado que muchas veces gente totalmente desconocida, que no tiene apoyo, del barrio más pequeño, de la ciudad más pequeña del mundo, son genios. Son genios. ¿Y por qué no vas a colaborar con un genio? Independientemente sea más o menos famoso, tenga más o menos repercusión. No me importa. Si el trabajo que hace la otra persona me gusta, no me importa quién sea. Y para trabajar conmigo, pues simplemente escríbeme por Instagram y yo contesto a todo el mundo.
Cool. Yeah, like you say, we don't discriminate against anybody ever. We're open to working with everybody. So, you just want to reach out through Instagram. That's cool. That's how we operate mostly. So, I dude, that's great, man. Like I love talking to people like this, man. It's absolutely great experience,
Absolutely, man. Yeah, maybe even in the future we could open some type of opportunity or something for people to submit to collaborate. I'm just throwing it out there. No guarantees. Don't hold me to it. But maybe we can look into that. It's a cool idea. All right. So my second question, I think this is huge news. Please ask him, what his feelings were like once he signed the partnership with Sony ATV and BeatStars. So he's now part of, on the publishing side of things. He's officially signed to Sony with BeatStars. Kind of how that came about. And I mean, I don't need like the inner workings, but kind of just like, how it came about and, what his feelings were and, his feelings for the future moving forward.
A ver, platícanos un poco de esa experiencia, lo que has vivido desde que te uniste al publishing deal con Sony.
Sí, pues principalmente lo que he sentido es mucho apoyo y tanto de productores que ya conocía como de muchos productores y raperos que no conocía y que a través de Instagram me han dicho, oye, enhorabuena, te lo mereces, que eso es lo más bonito que le pueden decir a alguien, ¿no? De por fin tu trabajo se ve reflejado. A mí eso sinceramente es lo que más me ha agradado de esta situación. Y luego aparte, sin duda, pues la publicidad que ofrece Bienestar está a otro nivel del que yo pueda llegar, independientemente de los trabajos que haya hecho en el pasado. Por ejemplo, he publicado el tracklist que estamos escuchando ahora, lo han rebloqueado desde la página oficial de Bienestar y se dispara. Los números son otra cosa, es otra historia. Entonces, en ese aspecto, evidentemente mejora mi carrera en todos los sentidos, claro.
Okay, cool.
You're muted.
All right, cool. Okay,
You're
cool.
unmuted.
Now I lost my train of thought, man, because I was listening to the end of what he said. Dime un poco otra vez de nuevo, por favor.
Es como
okay.
¿Te repito?
Por favor.
Sí, no, dime que en concreto te contesto eso si quieres luego, para ir parte por parte.
Ya ni me acuerdo cuál era la pregunta original, man, que estoy tratando. Mira, te lo
Es que
juro
ha cambiado.
que
Sí, dime.
tengo como 3 años de no traducir la
Nah,
primera vez.
no te preocupes porque lo estás haciendo muy bien.
Así que disculpa, pero
No,
si me lo
te
puedes
preocupes.
repetir, por favor.
Sí, básicamente lo que te decía, que me ha afectado el hacer un contrato con Sony, con Bienestar, en el aspecto de sobre todo de publicidad, que es masiva. A donde ellos llegan, yo no sería capaz jamás solo.
Okay.
Entonces, ese apoyo que me brindan ahora es fundamental. Es mejorar mi negocio por 3.000.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So he's talking about the support, the encouragement, all the good vibes, all the positive messages that he's gotten, not just from people that he knows, you know, good peers that he greatly respects and admires, but complete strangers, and the help he's gotten, you know, like the quote unquote the push that we get with being with a giant like that is something you dream about and honestly cannot be replicated on your own. So something like that is life-changing, which he appreciates. And I apologize for messing that part up. It was kind of long. My bad.
No, you're good, man. We'll tell him congratulations. I mean, signing the Sony ATV and you know, in conjunction with BeatStars is a huge accomplishment, and in my opinion, just the beginning. So I think there's some big things to come. So just congratulations and thanks for rocking out with us.
Muchísimas felicidades por eso. Es una inspiración, una motivación grandísima todos los días. Cada vez que entro al Instagram y te veo ahí, digo, mira Narcos. Yo quiero hacer así un día, ¿no?
Nada, fácil. Eso es trabajar mucho y ya. Muchas horas, sacrificio. Tienes que dejar muchas cosas de lado por dedicarte de pleno a ello, pero bueno. Yo sinceramente no es humildad, no es... Simplemente es que de verdad creo que lo que hago yo lo puede hacer cualquiera. No me considero un dotado artísticamente. Creo que cualquiera que le dedique tantas horas como he dedicado yo puede llegar a hacerlo simplemente.
Definitely. I agree with him. He's saying that, you know, it's not just being humble, but honestly, he honestly thinks that anybody can do this if you really just set your mind to it and grind, put in the work. You know, it's completely possible, man. Like even I'm here. Like even 2 years ago, I didn't even know what a digital audio workstation was or a DAW. And here, and 2 years later, I'm here, you know, with BeatStars, the worldwide leader, and one of the greatest producers from Spain. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. I'm just so blessed and appreciative to be here. Like he said, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's interesting too, man, because he said he's been on the platform for 3-4 years, and it just shows you that, you know, not everything happens overnight. It takes time and it takes patience. And I think patience is something everybody can really work on having, including myself. I mean, I'm guilty too, but instant gratification is, you know, something a lot of people look for. But with any business, especially this business, it takes time because you're going to get better with your craft. You're going to get better with networking. You're going to get better with marketing. You're going to get better with everything as time progresses. So I think that's something to really a key to take away is that, you know, again, have patience and just realize this doesn't happen overnight. And you could be literally doing something today, and next week you could have something, a beat or a song or a moment that will change your life forever. Go ask Ann Chamberlain about that. The guy who joined BeatStars, and not to go off topic, but he joined BeatStars a year ago. He has 1.1 million views on his BeatStars. 2 of the beats have almost 700,000 views. 2 beats literally changed his life. So you never know. So Bufo, I know you have some questions for him. feel free to take the floor. I'll just play the background and blow my nose every 2 minutes because my allergies are killing me.
Sounds good. A ver, tengo un par de preguntas que me interesan muchísimo. Primero, cuando te sientas a empezar tu sesión a crear, ¿tienes algo en mente? Te sientas, por ejemplo, ok, ahorita tengo ganas de hacer algún reggaetón, o tengo ganas de hacer un trap, o tengo ganas de hacer un lo-fi, o es que te sientas en la computadora y lo que te dé la gana, o sea, lo que venga, lo que encuentres primero.
Pues a veces es tal cual, dices, pues hoy me siento reggaetón, hoy me apetece bailar y te pones a producir, o otra vez has escuchado una canción, qué sé yo, de Bad Bunny, por ejemplo, y quieres producir algo de ese estilo porque te ha gustado, por lo que sea. Pero realmente no tengo nada predispuesto. Yo tengo mi ordenador y todo mi equipo en mi casa y según me levanto de la cama, enciendo el ordenador y la mayoría de las veces abro Fruity Loop y lo que salga. O sea, me pongo y a lo mejor escucho un sample que me lleva a un sitio o compongo algo en el teclado y me lleva a otro. No, fluyo.
Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I asked him about his creative process. Like when he sits down, does he sit down with an idea of like, okay, I want to make some reggaeton today, or I want to make something else in specific? And you know, that some days he might get that influence, maybe you just heard something on the radio, but most of the times he just sits down and whatever, you know, just go with the flow. Whatever, you know, we'll click on some, you like how that sounds. All right, we'll grab that, and then we'll keep working and building on. So I think that's very interesting that he works that way. I've been wondering about that ever since I started producing, what sort of approach people have towards the creative process. So I appreciate that answer. Otra cosa,
Sí.
cuando, por ejemplo, creas el reggaetón, tiene algunos patrones que ya sigues, que por ejemplo tú dices que es porque son el estándar de la industria, o simplemente o sea, si tú haces una clase de reggaetón con una influencia nueva, tú no vas pensando, ok, esto no es lo que van a estar esperando, porque alguien como Bad Bunny, por ejemplo, cuando saca música nueva, hay unos sonidos, por ejemplo, al comienzo de la canción, algo diferente que te llama la atención, algo así.
Yo en ese aspecto, y salvando diferencias con Bad Bunny, sí que me siento un poco creativo en ese aspecto. Yo siempre que produzco una instrumental que no me suena a nada, es cuando más contento estoy. Es como, wow, esto o rompe o me lo quedo yo solo, pero lo disfruto igual. O sea, aunque no, bueno, de hecho la última que he subido con mis amigos de Da Cúpula fue ayer y es una instrumental tipo Rosalía, por decir alguna cosa, porque me parece inclasificable el ritmo que hemos hecho y me encanta. Me encanta la sensación de esto no lo escucho en ninguna parte, es como estoy creando algo distinto. Y en ese aspecto lo prefiero. No me gusta lo marcado, lo que sabes que va a funcionar sí o sí. De los 4 acordes que suenan siempre, la misma estructura siempre, sinceramente me resulta aburrido. Cuando llevas tantos años produciendo tantos instrumentales, salir de la zona de confort es lo que más me reconforta a mí.
Okay, cool. So I was asking him about, you know, if when he's creating, whether he feels like he's being influenced or pushed by the mainstream to when he's creating, whether he feels that pressure that, okay, this needs to sound like this, or I'm choosing a sound that doesn't sound like it's mainstream. Like, you know, like I was just telling him, using Bad Bunny as an example, at the beginning of his songs, he has these very particular sounds that you've kind of like never heard before, like, oh, that's interesting, that immediately hooks you, you know. So he's talking about how he specifically likes to look for stuff like that that'll catch your attention, because when that gives it sort of that special vibe, that special feel, that just elevates things. It's not just about that having that legitimate sound, but the little details, that the little quirks here and there that just help elevate things to the level like Bad Bunny would be, you know. Small details like that make a big difference, you know. Entonces, una pregunta más, las trompetas, los cuernos, the horns que estaba escuchando, ¿son algún BCT? ¿Tú tocas algún instrumento? ¿Te importaría compartir con algo de la gente un poco de los BCT que te gustan usar?
No tengo ningún problema, no soy de estos productores que, wow, ves que secret, en plan, no cuento mi secreto, imposible, no. Las trompetas, por ejemplo, las utilizo de Cuba, que es de Conda, una expansión, y es que suenan, nos encanta cómo suenan. En concreto, mi amigo Ras y yo somos unos flipados de esa trompeta. Si podemos meterlo en todas las instrumentales, lo metemos. Y en concreto, los USBs que más uso son, yo creo que lo de todo el mundo, Nifer, Contact y luego alguno por ahí, Ana, me gusta mucho, pero básicamente lo que todo el mundo, no tengo ninguno así desconocido, nada.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was asking him about his VSTs and all that sort of stuff, what sort of plugins he likes to use. Appreciative that he's willing to share. You know, he didn't necessarily have anything special, but the horns he was using is a Cuba Contact Library, I believe. You know, Omnisphere, the usual suspects. So I appreciate that, knowing that, you know, he doesn't have any secret. There's no, magic potion. That, it's just stuff that we all have access to. It's just a matter of, using it in the right way. So that's awesome, man. We got any more music, Mike?
Yeah, we're gonna play like 2 or 3 more beats, and then we'll finish up with a couple Q&A from the chat. But I had a question. What jersey is that? What's he wearing? What NFL team?
Patriots.
Oh my God.
No, I really don't care. It's the cheaper one.
I'm messing with you, man. I'm from Philly. I'm a Philly
I don't
fan.
know,
So.
it's Brady maybe? I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, at least
Ya
you got
se mudó.
he's got the goat at least. But yeah, no, we don't like the Patriots. We're Philly fans, man. We don't like the Patriots. So, but no, that's cool. All right, cool. Let's play a couple more tracks, guys. Let me just get that set up real quick, and then we'll come back with Q&A from the chat. I see some questions coming in, Bufo. While we're playing, can you go through the chat and just see who has questions that make sense? And we'll, if everybody, guys and girls, if you have questions in the chat, get them in now. So let's play a couple more beats.
Okay.
All right, click that. I gotta change this real quick. 1 second. Take that off. There we go. All right, so we're gonna start at number 4, Nasty. So let's check that out.
Narcos beats. Only. What the fuck is this? Narcos beats. Only.
We'll play like a minute to a minute and 20 or something of each, so we can get through like 4 or 5 of them real quick.
Narcos beats. Only.
Plata o plomo. Plata o plomo. Plata o plomo. Plata o plomo.
No Shakira dancing, Bufo. No Shakira dancing.
He's dancing again.
I had to change it before he went too crazy.
Es que está demasiado duro.
Prepárate para esta entonces.
Plata o plomo. Plata o plomo.
If you guys
Vas-
want to hear
va-
all these tracks, go to
Vas a
BeatStars.
vas a bailar otra vez.
A ver, déjame.
Shakira dance.
Qué duro. Fire, man. Oh, I think you're muted. Yep.
Yep. Got it. Yeah, it's always tricky when you mute yourself. You got to unmute yourself. Yo, amazing tracks. If you guys want to check out the rest of them, just go on to the marketplace, go to our BeatStars page. It's I believe the latest thing that's been reposted up there. It's called Sunday Sounds by Narcos Beats. Got all those beats plus a couple more that we didn't get to listen to. So go repost it, comment, check them all out. Get to know them, please. Amazing music. Bufo, I know we got some questions coming in the chat. Let's get to some of those, and then we'll let everybody know how how to find Narcos online, obviously on BeatStars, but Instagram and all that stuff. But let's get to a couple questions, and then we'll wrap things up.
Cool. The first one we have here is from Cloud9 Music. He is asking, who are some of the producers that influenced you? ¿Quiénes son algunos de los productores que te han influenciado?
Esta pregunta me la han hecho alguna vez y más que influenciarme como tal, sí que he tenido como referencia, por ejemplo, a productores como Scott Storch, oh my God, que para mí, por ejemplo, es un genio. Ese hombre es un genio auténtico. Se pone delante de un piano y improvisando hace una melodía que es un éxito para toda la vida. Y dices, ¿pero cómo lo ha hecho? Simplemente se ha colocado delante y en 10 segundos ha hecho una melodía que la vas a recordar siempre. A mí, por ejemplo, él me parece un genio. No me influencia tanto, por desgracia, porque no soy capaz de hacer lo que él hace. Pero sí que lo tengo como referencia. Más que influencia, serían referencias. Pyroman, que es un productor francés, me encanta lo que hace. Su sonido, por ejemplo, me ha influenciado siempre mucho. Pero ya te digo, no es tanto un productor en concreto, sino el sonido. Y como te decía antes, el sonido del rap francés siempre me ha parecido a otro nivel, siempre.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so not necessarily, he did mention Scott Storch, so as one of his influences, but not necessarily a list of them. It's more he's more influenced by the sounds, and he keeps going back to referencing the French rap that he grew up listening to. So it seems to be very influential in his life and in his music. So honestly, man, I could hear it. I think it was the second track that we played. I could totally hear somebody French just rapping
Yeah.
over it. It made absolute sense,
Yep.
man. So it just clicked in my mind once. Even somebody Spanish, actually, I could have heard like just completely bodying that track, man. So I can totally understand where that influence that he's talking about is coming from. Muchas gracias por compartirlo.
Really quick fun fact about Scott Storch. He is another guy that was in the Philadelphia area, and he was actually the keyboardist for the Roots. So I'm sure everybody's familiar with who the Roots are. A lot of people don't know that he was actually part of the Roots and played the keys for them for a while. So yeah, if you want to check in and do some more research on Scott, if he's a big influence to you, Narcos and anybody else, yeah, look into his work with the Roots, which I think is one of the best hip hop bands of all time. So. But yeah, super dope. All right, what's the next question?
I want to ask him about his kit, his MIDI kit that he just dropped. That's on BeatStars.
Ujú.
A ver, ¿de dónde surgió la inspiración para esa colaboración con ese MIDI kit? ¿De dónde lo pueden encontrar?
Sí, está en midilatino.com o en mi perfil de Bienestar en la sección de kits. Tengo ahí todos los kits que he ido trabajando. Y realmente este MIDI pack en concreto surge con Andresi, que es otro productor, que me lo propuso, me dijo, oye, me gusta lo que haces, ¿por qué no trabajamos un MIDI pack en conjunto? Entonces yo hice la mitad de las melodías y la otra mitad. Y básicamente lo trabajamos así, pero en general, ya te digo, me gusta colaborar tanto produciendo como en este tipo de proyectos. Surgió de manera natural, me lo pidió, lo vi bien, empecé a hacer melodías y ya.
Qué
Que por
cool.
cierto, gracias por comprarla.
Oh, hermano, gracias a ti por compartir, porque te iba a decir que empecé a trabajar con uno y qué barbaridad, hombre, es que no es, créeme, no es fácil encontrar este MIDI que suene legítimo, porque es que la mayoría de veces son acordes básicos o melodías que suenan muy mecánicas o algo
Sí,
así,
no quería
pero
que fuera tan sencillo, quería que fuera sencillo, que todo el mundo pueda utilizarlo, pero un poquito más elaborado. De todos modos,
oh,
para el próximo cuenta con ello, pero gratis, te lo regalo.
muchísimas felicidades, un exitazo, porque me he divertido muchísimo trabajando con él. Entonces, ahorita casi termino una, ya te voy a mandar a ver qué opinas y a ver qué hacemos por ahí.
Perfecto.
So I was asking him about how that MIDI kit collaboration came about. And again, just networking, word of mouth. People reach out to him, they find out what he's doing, he finds out what they're doing, they talk about it, find common ground, and you start working on stuff. Like you said, we don't discriminate against anybody. We're open to working with everybody. So that's a very powerful thing. And I was telling him that I've been working with that MIDI kit, and it's hard to find Latin inspired MIDI kits that sound legitimate. Everything sounds very basic, like very, like you've heard all that stuff before, but everything I was going through that they put out sounded different. It sounded, there's just something about the MIDI when you play with it that it just works, man. So hey, man, I was thanking him for putting that out. He's thanking me for buying. I was like, man, I got to thank you for making our job a lot easier, as producers, because tools like this definitely help. So,
What's the kit called? Can you tell everybody what the kit is called?
¿cómo se llama el kit para encontrarlo en tu perfil?
Lo hemos llamado La Élite.
La Elite, or the Elite, on his BeatStars page. Yo, make sure you cop that, y'all. I promise you, it's great investment, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, just beatstars.com, Narcos Beats, or you can just search Narcos Beats. He comes right up. I found him very easily today. And of course, go to our feed, the BeatStars main feed, and his Sunday Sounds playlist is all there for you to check out the rest of those tracks. I think I see somebody in the chat asking about tattoos. Or am I misinterpreting what they're saying?
Let me see. Oh, he has a track called Tattoo, a collaboration with somebody in the chat. Well, there you go. Somebody is in the Twitch chat giving him a shout out, and he has a collab with him. That could be you. Just reach out to the homie. You never know. He was mentioning you'd never know who's gonna pop up that could blow up next, and you could be working with them.
I agree.
So something to keep in mind, man. Just reach out and network and make stuff happen.
Absolutely. Any other questions that came in that you want to ask or anything you can think of?
Yeah, somebody in the chat here, a friend of mine actually from back home, he's asking if he could mention a couple of French rappers that we could
Okay.
look out for.
That would be amazing. Like I said, I kind of wanted to pick his brain after the show more in depth, but and not today necessarily, but just in the future. But yeah, if he wants to list them off, and I can't say Bufo put on the list because you're on here, so I gotta put it on my own list.
A ver, cuéntanos, dinos algunos de los nombres de los artistas, ya sean franceses o de donde sea en Europa o en Latinoamérica, gente que te inspire a ti.
Ahora mismo el rapero francés que más me gusta se llama Niska, tal como suena, Niska, Niska. A mí él me vuelve loco porque tiene los estribillos entonaditos, pero luego los rapeos son el sonido de Francia que siempre me ha gustado, agresivo, el oído te motiva, ¿sabes? O sea, por ejemplo, para la gente que vaya al gimnasio, les recomiendo escuchar a Niska en el gimnasio porque, vamos, se va a poner como Schwarzenegger. Y luego clásicos de Francia hay miles, pero bueno, yo recomiendo que pongan Niska y, por ejemplo, en YouTube les saldrá recomendados otros y a partir de ahí ya va a descubrirse ese sonido y no va a querer parar de escucharlo.
Cool. Yeah, so check out his boy Niska. I put it in the chat here, Niska. You know, and the recommendations you will get from finding his music are just follow the trail and you will be enlightened.
I'm on it. I just made note for myself. I'm going to check him out later today. That's dope. So yeah, Bufo, let's wrap up the show with him just letting everybody know where they can find him. Obviously, we just said on BeatStars, but you know his Instagram handle, Twitter, you know, Facebook. If he's still on MySpace for some ungodly reason, whatever he has.
A ver, cuéntanos dónde te podemos contactar, dónde te puede encontrar la gente. ¿Tienes cuenta de?
Sí, tanto en Twitter como en Instagram como en YouTube, Narcos Beats, en todos. En cualquiera de esas plataformas, ya te digo, me pueden escribir, que yo la verdad es que siempre contesto, intento además hacerlo lo más pronto posible, no me gusta dejar a la gente nunca con la palabra en la boca, digamos.
Cool, yep, at Narcos Beats everywhere, you know, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, BeatStars, reach out, doors are always open, he says, so.
Tinder.
Eso te lo iba a decir, ¿tienen Tinder en España? Do they have Tinder in Spain?
En España sí, pero yo no necesito, yo estoy felizmente
He's on Tinder too, that's great.
Well, he said he don't need it, but well, believe him.
No, I don't need it.
Broma, muchísimas gracias, hermano, de verdad que de todo corazón es un honor, un placer, una bendición, que la verdad que mis palabras no expresan completamente lo que significa el hecho de que me hayan invitado a ser parte de este gran evento, de esta conversación. De todo corazón, hermano, ha sido un honor y un placer, que Dios te bendiga y vamos a seguir en contacto, ¿eh?
Sí, cuando quieras escríbeme, ya sabes que yo contesto rápido y además tendremos que trabajar juntos y te he prometido un kit, así que hay que hacerlo.
Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias.
Mike, I was just thanking him for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanking you, BeatStars, for the opportunity, for the platform. It's really a privilege, an honor, a blessing to be up here with you guys, man. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Narcos. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, BeatStars. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Much appreciated, y'all.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for doing all this. You know, interviewing, translating, looking pretty good over there. Got a cool backdrop, a cool new microphone. It looks like. So I'm proud of you, man. Thanks for stepping up and being there for us and for the community. And thank you so much to Narcos for being on. This was amazing, man. I didn't know what this was going to be like because I've never done anything like this where I'm kind of going through someone to talk, but you can feel the genuine love and the genuine love for, you know, the community, for the music, just as a human being, you know, and that's what happens. Music brings people together. So I just encourage everybody to go out there, you know, and just network and collaborate. It doesn't have to be people from America if you're in America, and vice versa if you're in another country. Just start interacting with people from around the world, because music is the thing that brings everybody together, in my opinion. So thank you to both of you. And I hope everybody got a lot out of this, and you obviously can watch it back again. So everybody have a great Sunday, or whatever day it is where you are. And again, Narcos, thank you. Bufo, thank you. Yeah, we'll catch you in 2 weeks for the next Sunday Sounds. Thanks, everybody.